Sorry about that. What's up, everybody? JM Hunter back with another update for the 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's basically a hybrid off of the 100 Days Challenge. 100 Days Challenge is where you basically take 100 days and you work at a goal. Every day you would work towards that goal with, I believe, an increment of 30 minutes minimum. And, you try and keep that challenge going for 100 consecutive days. So I'm on week 3 now of that challenge. And while I've had a few hiccups, they may be hiccups, but I feel like they're good hiccups. And I'll explain that in a minute. But I just got done wrapping up a weekend in Detroit, Michigan at the M.E.C.C.A convention. That stands for Midwest Ethnic Convention for Comics and Arts. I can't keep screwing that up or Maya will kick my butt. Shout out to Maya Crown Williams, Miss Maya. Maya, don't ever say Maya. Ooh, it's Maya. Or just, you know what? Just go with Crown. Crown fits her best. She's got the crown. And she held it down for us out there in Detroit this weekend. It was an awesome show. I feel replenished. I feel like I feel centered. I feel like it was a show, an experience amongst the community of all the other creators and friends, old friends, longtime friends, as well as new friends that I feel like I rather call them family. So I feel like it was a show that I will try and do almost every year. If you have not experienced that, I highly recommend that. It's mid-September every year around the third weekend of September. So I'll go into a video more on that later. This is going to be a quick video touching on a few different subjects. And then what I'll do is throughout the rest of the week, I will keep posting more updates covering these individual subjects because I'd like to start recording more and giving more content. And I feel like I've got a few days to make up for anyways. So while I didn't stick with any penciling or writing per se, I used a convention in regards to my 100-day challenge to have a few peers do peer review some of the ideas and stories I've been working on. So a lot of the artwork I've been working on and just basically replenishing so that way I could tell even more stories in the avenue that I would like to take my comics and my storytelling goals. So that revolves around more political, social issues, but mostly more around cultural and multiculturalism and just the experience of being a multicultural person and having a home, finding fellow creators that also share the same points of view or experiences, as well as bringing in audiences, engaging audiences outside of those cultures. I'm more of an inclusion person. I love all kinds of cultures. And I love stories and lore and folklore from all kinds of cultures. I love accents. I love linguistics. So taking all these interests and being able to find a platform where people can explore that, discuss that, and bounce it off is it's something that just gets my mojo running. So while I do like superheroes and other type of genre stuff, heck, I just finished Iron Fist season 2, which I loved. Very, very vast improvement from season 1. I can't wait to see where season 3 goes to. And then just knocked out a Netflix anime show from the creators of Avatar. See, I'm going random here. There's a lot I want to cover. But so while I enjoy all the genres you would expect from a comics fan, nerd fan, geek fan, whatever you want to call it, I really feel like comics and sequential art can be an avenue to tell any story, any person's story, any personalized story, any drama, whatever you want to say. I think everyone in the audience, so when we did a panel, I felt had a story. Every one of you has a story. And I would love to see that in sequential form. It doesn't have to have a cape or boots or machine guns or superpowers. The superpower is basically telling your story and letting whatever that voice inside come out and put it on paper and print or webcomic and sharing those experiences with others. That's the beauty of sequential art and comics in general. So without getting into a sermon mode, let's move on. Again, I will cover more of that of M.E.C.C.A in depth later on. Again, I want to say a real quick thank you to Maya, to Miss Crown, and Greg, my buddy Greg, and Steven. Those are my housemates this weekend. And then Ivan, thank you, Ivan, for being my guide. And I apologize to everybody that rode in my van when I was driving. Yeah, I don't know. You could take the boy out of Cali, but can't take the Cali out of boy. So yeah, apologize to Detroit's curbs. Yeah, I left my mark on a few curbs. Getting lost. One of these days I'll get a GPS that works, or maybe I just need to get the wiring working here. Okay, so let's talk about a few other subjects here, and then regarding the 100-day comics challenge, I'll get more in depth in that. This week I plan on hitting it even harder, so I hope to have even more updates for you regarding that. But I also want to make this channel about other content as well. I like to give a shout out to a few other people, friends who are also in these trenches. I call them the indie trenches, working on their comic, working on their project, and creating their own stories. And so to that end, I've got a couple of them that are working on some Kickstarters that I might start, previewing a few Kickstarters. So I'm just kind of giving shout outs to people that are currently working on producing their work and trying to get it out to you all. But in the meantime, how about an unboxing? Speaking of a Kickstarter, check it out. I've got in the mail from one that I helped crowdfund, but it's from a friend named Juvera, Alejandro, who is currently in the midst of his current Kickstarter, but I'll get to that in a minute. But right now, we've got the results of one of his former ones, and it feels thicker. It feels thicker than what I expected, so I'm thinking there's a lot of extras in here, a lot of goodies in here. And for those of you that don't know who Ale is a Latin-X Mexican American comic creator, and he's been doing pretty good, grinding away, and I think he's about to launch his third or fourth comic. But right here I've got the results of some of his first efforts. So let's go ahead and unbox and see what we got here. These are handy. Yeah, this thing is packed. This thing is packed with a bunch of stuff, so. Okay. All right. So let's go with the first thing. A nice mini print. And this is the story that Ali did. This is his creation. Okay. Xeno-Guardian, Red Visor, go! If you're a fan of old school Power Rangers, and if you like chibi style of artwork as well as anime and manga, then you're getting basically one of Ali's passions here. And this is an interesting story, an interesting character. That's a female lead, despite what it may look like, which is kind of part of the charm of the story. And yeah, so Ali has been hard at work on this, and so these are the fruits of his labors. So let's go keep moving on with what we got. So this is some of the peripherals. Speaking of Power Rangers, check it out. A nice little nod to I believe these are still characters based in Ali's universe, but as you can tell, thematic with the Power Rangers and and that genre of storytelling, which is still popular today. And I know is getting a reboot with that, and that Shattered Grid I hear is off the chain. So very well timed. So if you like Power Rangers Shattered Grid and you're still looking for more of that atmosphere, I would encourage you to check out Ali's books. Holy crud, I must have forgotten what I kickstarted or helped pledge to, because I got issue 1 and I got issue 2 of Xeno-Guardian Red Visor Go. How awesome is that? So I'm probably going to bust these out a little bit later on when it's time for my kids to read, and I'm going to surprise them, and we're going to read some of these comics today. So, Ali, thank you so much. And let's, I got a few more peripherals. Let's see what else we got. Oh! Okay, I like postcards. I'm a weirdo. Ever since my first days of San Diego Comic-Con, where I'm from, and Wizard World LA Cons, I would collect postcards that were interesting. I've got boxes and stacks of them. I keep thinking I'm going to do a hodgepodge art piece one day where it's just like a wheat pasted, mural of all these cards, but I don't want to ruin the cards. So, and then sometimes they have cool stuff on the back. In this case, it's blank for you all to take to the convention and get Ale to sign and maybe do a little drawing on. So think about that. When you get your swag from the Kickstarter in the mail, when you do get the chance to meet this person in, at a convention, take some of this swag. They would love to see, you come up with this, and then they'd love to further enhance it, so that way you both get something out of it. Okay, but here's the cool thing. One of the other reasons why I pledged to this back in the day was because Ali is a musician as well, and they cut a record. They did a soundtrack for the comic, and if you like Nintendo and video game type of music, as well as indie rock and guitars and just a band type of sensibilities, this has the best of both worlds. So yeah, you get a little bit of that digital beeping as well as like some strumming, and cool. I can't wait to fire this up. I might even put this in the Xbox, play it, and let's see if my daughter starts dancing to it. If my daughter starts dancing to it, then it's Aria approved. Okay, so it's worth checking out. All right, so that is. Let me hold this up again. Look at all this. Look at all this. Look at all this. I say crap, but I say crap when I mean cool stuff. So look at all this cool gear. This what is it? Swag. Is that what the kids say these days? Yeah. I can tell from the bags of my eyes that using swag. It's very awkward for me. Okay, just aging myself here. But all this, and a bag of chips somewhere in this house. Okay, yeah, I need more coffee. 1 second. I've been using this cheesecake sweetener flavor. What is that, creamer? It's on clearance for 99 cents. Gotta keep it cheap, but it's like the best flavor. So I just bought like 3 of those things. All right, so let's talk about what Alejandro is up to now. Once again, we're talking about artist Alejandro Juvera, whatever way you find him. And the current Kickstarter he's got going on now is getting towards the end, so you need to move if you want to jump in on this. If you like what you saw with what I just showed you, then you're going to want to check out his new Kickstarter called Lost Heaven. If you are a fan of spaghetti westerns and you're also a fan of like the El Mariachi and Desperado films and with Antonio Banderas and whatnot, then you're going to want to check out Lost Heaven. Lost Heaven basically takes place post Civil War in the 1800s and still more of like the West, but it's from the Latinx point of view. Okay, I can't even say that word. I'm not going to try to say that word. It does not go too far to say that if you're talking about the western region of the United States, especially back then, it's not just populated with your good guy, bad guy, white males in a black and white hat. It is full of the people that were native to that region, which would be, Native Americans as well as the Mexican people. And so having other stories from other cultural points of views, look how big Django and Jane was, in that era is really interesting. And I look forward to reading that. So Lost Heaven is, I believe, another female point of view. That's the protagonist, and she basically has to navigate this world with a bounty on her head in this post Civil War time. So imagine the feelings that people were having post Civil War. Yet African Americans are dealing with Reconstruction efforts or before that, and then you've got the Latin point of view, the Latinx point of view, the Mexican people. So yeah, I really like this take on it. So if you're looking for if you like westerns, but you also want to have more of a cultural spin on a point of view on it, or a different take on it, I encourage you to check out their Kickstarter. Right now, it's Lost Heaven #1 is the Kickstarter being. And if you like the Xeno-Guardian books, I believe within the reward tiers, they have a list of those issues that you might be able to get bundled in with this Lost Heaven. So that gets you a lot of Ali. Okay, a lot of Ali. And with Lost Heaven, Ali is creating this with, let me scroll up. He has a partner in crime on this. And let's see here. And I believe she's the writer, and Ali did the artwork for it. And there's so many alternate variant covers. Oh man, Javier Hernandez, awesome. Muerte, father. Yeah, so we got Ellis Taylor, and then my buddy Zach Atkinson, colors from JSA, has colored it. Jeremiah Lambert, the art of Jeremiah Lambert, did the lettering and helped edit it. And then Ellis Taylor is I believe, the writer. So big up to all of you. So once again, getting back on track, Kickstarter, Lost Heaven, Hurry up. It's about to close. You need to check this out. So once again, www.kickstarter.com. Search for Lost Heaven. And then also you can probably get those Xeno Red Visor Go books along with Lost Heaven. And I've got a few other friends that are Kickstarters. So how about I do more videos? How about I do one video later on this week focusing on a few Kickstarters that are worth checking out. If you're looking for something fresh, something new, this is a chance. And then eventually, sometime this week, we will get back to talking about my comic journey with the 100-Day Comic Challenge. But I like to share the wealth of comics. So I will be talking about various friends, various comic conventions, and various things happening within the comic industry. Other than just me showing you some layouts and talking about a script I wrote. That'll come. I'm also gearing up for Halloween and holiday commissions, and I'm thinking about doing a few series of prints with original characters that I've created or my original take on old mythos from the spooky days and whatnot of All Hallows Eve. So let's just call it Hollow Day. Yeah, let's just make it easy and combine Halloween and holidays, and let's just call it Holiday. Okay, because that's going to be my focus besides my regular comics that I've been doing for the challenge. But I can't wait to jump into this. I am a pumpkin spice fan. I don't like the candy corn stuff as much. I can only eat a couple of those. If you want candy corn enthusiasts, you need Jock Niam. That boy is all about that. I'm more of the pineapple pizza guy. So yeah, I'm rambling here. Coffee might be kicking in, or I haven't taken my meds, or it might be a combination or lack thereof each. So getting to the point, I'm about to lay down some more artwork. My art pile is going to get thick with all these different things I'm working on, which might be interesting to see how they work and affect my 100-Day Comic Challenge. Am I taking on too much? Probably. That's what I do. But I'd love for you to come and join me with this. And if you like what you see with the artwork, prints, and commissions that I'm offering, by funding that, not only does it help me buy more cheesecake creamer and pizza, but I also get to help fund other people's Kickstarter projects, and thereby helping put more comics out into the world and for you to read. We're not quite at the point where it pays any bills, but I mean, I do have convention costs coming up, and it helps me get to those shows to get to you and show you more of that artwork in person, or draw your commission, your character, things that you want. So this all is a network of, putting it out there, getting it back, and, without everyone involved, this just doesn't happen. So now I'm losing my train of thought, so I think this is a good time to end the video. Once again, I am JM Hunter, 100-Day Comic Challenge, making comics. One of these days I'll get these right and say it with a good flow. But the subject of today was the unboxing, once again, of Juvera's Xeno-Guardian Red Visor Go, as well as his new Kickstarter that is about to close, so you gotta hurry up. Lost Heaven. Thanks.